First off, let's go ahead and say, well, first off, hey everybody, welcome to this episode of Tyler's Gone because he abandoned us for a baby or whatever.
What are you talking about? No, there was a crowning of a new wizard, and Tyler is charged as the wizard's apprentice. We don't know the wizard's name yet.
Well, I thought it was confidential.
A new wizard joins the council.
That's why we're talking about the wizard being crowned.
Got it.
There's a new wizard being crowned, and Tyler's at the coronation because he was chosen to be their apprentice, just as I was chosen for the great wizard Shizoo.
So, this is going to be a Halloween-themed episode, and the goal is to just recreate Magic Manor, actually. I actually thought that went perfectly. Oh, no,
he's trapped us again in a new mansion.
But anyway, you guys are going to be fine. You're level 15 characters, and I have instructed them to make backup characters for no particular reason. It's probably fine. I personally would not worry about it.
It's fine.
It's
totally
fine.
It's fine.
Anyway, would you like to introduce your first victims? I do mean characters and apologize. I meant victims.
Oh, God.
Matt, what's the first name on the obituary?
So okay, hear me out, Jeremy. Can you picture like just a general scene of the town? Like, where are we going? Can you give me like a little like?
So you guys will have just crested a hill. You actually met traveling along.
Okay.
The Dusty Trail. It really is just one of these towns that's not. It's not in the middle of nowhere. But it's not exactly... Think about, like, a town that used to be on the highway, but then they built a bigger highway, and now but the town's still there.
So,
does that make sense?
Yeah, so I'm picturing the town from Cars. Radiator Springs.
Radiator
Springs.
Springs meets, what's the first place you start out at in Fallout New Vegas? Springs. Good Springs.
Good Springs.
Yeah, Good Springs meets Radiator Springs. So Good Radiator.
That's it. It is a beautiful good radiator. No, it's a town called Tickum.
Springs.
Tickum?
Tickum. Ooh, I like it.
Okay.
There's a beautiful sign that it was beautiful when they built it probably, but it's kind of less beautiful now, a little rundown, but it's got welcome to Tickum, population 100. But then there's a question mark, like spray painted on the 100, like at the end of it, like 100
Maybe?
question mark.
Maybe
what?
100 perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah,
and then and
the census guy died.
The town is basically on the. It's at the base of a plateau.
Okay.
And the plateau and the town are very much in a grasslands transitioning to desert kind of terrain.
Savannah-y vibes.
Yeah, very much so Savannah-y vibes. Like, the desert is within, like, very short travel, but it is not... there is vegetation, but it is very light vegetation.
I'm getting like
it's been a while since you've seen any trees.
Like an Australia vibe, maybe. Like a...
Outbacky.
Outbacky.
Like there's starting
Nevada.
to be
the real desert that exists in America.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
so you guys have just crested a hill, and you're looking at the town in the distance. It's probably a mile out still, so it's just a few more minutes of walking, but you get a good view of the town, and it really does look like a has-been town. There's a lot of buildings that almost the entire town is positioned around this cart path you guys are traveling on. You actually traveled here by foot just because you would have to bring so many provisions for the animals to get here that it kind of is just cheaper just to walk. It's more time consuming, but there's a pretty big reward. There is a 5,000 coin reward or an antique of your choosing from this town's museum.
Okay.
Which is a very famous museum, even though it is in this backwater town, because of the fact that there is basically an old catacomb. Catacomb's the wrong word. It's
like maybe a mining operation?
No. It's not mining. It's specifically
caves? Just caves?
No. Think more. They discovered a pyramid built into the side of this plateau.
Dude, I literally just
where they. So it's not but it's not a pyramid, but like it's not a pyramid. It's
like a crypt,
but it's an ancient structure like that. But it specifically clearly wasn't for dead bodies. It was for something else.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But it is very much like an ancient writing that nobody really speaks anymore. But basically, there's a museum in this town that has a lot of artifacts from that place. And
fingers crossed me and Matt picked the right languages, am I right?
No. And so it's even though the job seems sketchy, a reward of 5,000 or an antique of your choosing is insane. But you're looking at just rows of buildings, and all of them look both brand new and like they haven't been taken care of since they were built, basically. And it's been like a few years. So It's one of those things where you can tell everything is new, but nothing seems to have been maintained.
Got you. So like built, but not really used. Like they were built and basically like
the historic buildings in every city where it's like you can tell this building is like was once well built. It is not maintained.
Yes.
Yeah. And very much so, it's Matt's vibe of it seems unmaintained because at least from the distance, I mean, you can tell this without even really having to roll because it's pretty obvious just looking at this town. Mm-hmm. It is very much so, it feels ghost towny. It feels like there are more buildings at this point than there are people who live in the town.
Okay.
And while this museum was famous, like to the point where people heard about it all over the world, it was one of those things where it was big news and then it was kind of immediately forgotten about, just not talked about anymore. Like it was something that was almost like a fad. Like it was like a fad, just, hey, new artifacts discovered at
what do they call those?
Uncovered.
That we have they're not museums, right? But like, speaking of how we talked about Nevada earlier, like the place that's like, this is like the thing where you come for all the Area 51 and alien stuff because it's near, it's somewhere by, come look at all this historic stuff that you're not going to buy because we've overpriced it because you want it, type of thing. That's the vibe I'm getting. What is that called? A roadside something? There's a name for it.
Like a
roadside attraction?
Roadside attraction. Oh, 100%. 100% actually. Roadside attraction.
Even though this museum is world famous, you can tell kind of the quality of the people who created this museum in that it's called Tickum's Exotic Trinkets.
Okay.
Is the name of the museum.
Okay.
So it vaguely feels like, are they trying to sell us the items? That's usually...
Yeah.
Trinkets is a weird word to describe it, but that's what it's called.
Okay.
For whatever reason.
All right. So...
And exotic also feels weird in this context because the artifacts are from where the town is. It's just exotic because they're old, basically. Like, imagine if you discover artifacts from pilgrims, is exotic a correct word to describe that? Not really.
Not really. More antique.
Yeah. I get what you mean. It's like not exotic. Man, we should really learn words,
Oh, no. To be clear, I'm not looking for a new word. I'm saying the name of the museum does not seem to fit your understanding of any part of what this is.
Okay.
Now, I'd love for both of you guys to introduce your characters. Okay. Who is cresting the hill?
So, I guess the first one, kind of up on the hill, you see, we'll see a short, kind of older man, of halfling descent. He looks a little like raggedy, he's got black overalls with like a dark, like maroon, like shirt. He's got a maroon like what do you call it? Like a handkerchief, like a bandana type thing, like around his neck. He's got a black gambler hat that kind of covers his eyes, so you can't really see what he's looking at. He's got a nice thick Sam Elliott mustache.
Yes.
He's also got 2 pistols by his side, and you see etched into the pistols a little etching of a scorpion on each pistol.
Ooh.
And my character that I'll be playing is Angry Arizona Billy. You can call him you could call me Arizona Billy.
He says to the wind, "Nah."
And the wind says back.
He did.
Okay.
He said that to the wind.
A tumbleweed stops and gives him a nod.
He tips his hat at the tumbleweed.
I think like cresting behind him over, I guess, a hill as well. You see kind of like a stark, like polar opposite almost to our good pal Arizona. You see a tall, sort of like slender, but like slightly well-built figure in a heather gray sort of like suit with like the black like vestment underneath. You see holsters at his hips, but in place of guns, there are 2 hatchets. No gun that it's visible. He's wearing sort of a matching sort of like dark gray bowler hat that matches his undervest, and like these really nice cowboy boots with some silver spurs, and a pocket watch hanging from the pocket of his heather gray coat. Sort of a goatee, almost like Dutch from Red Dead Redemption, the new one.
Mm-hmm.
Like very much that style, but a bald, sort of like dark olive skinned gentleman with piercing brown eyes. And his name is Robert Bobby Roberts.
And what would you like him to be called? Just
You can call me Bobby.
Oh shit! Where the
Don't
fuck
call me
did you
that.
come
No,
from? Where the fuck?
Good day, sir.
What the
Tumbleweed.
fuck?
And he tips his hat to you and the tumbleweed that's going by.
No, that's my tumbleweed. You stay away.
You got it. I think the tumbleweed's staying away from both of us as it keeps rolling.
What's her name?
The tumbleweed turns to its smaller tumbleweed children, and it rolls its tumbleweed window up and drives away.
Howdy there, old timer. The name is Robert Bobby Roberts. Pleasure. You can call me Bobby. Just
That
don't call
sounds
me
redundant.
late.
Holy fuck. You got a redundant ass name.
That's why you can just call me Bobby.
Okay, Bobby.
I know what you're thinking. My name is just Robert Roberts, but I can assure you, it's not. Bobby's
I wasn't
a nickname,
thinking that.
Of course.
Don't
My
you
middle
put words in
name-
my mouth.
My middle name is Elvira.
What?
But that's not important.
So, the two of you talking as you scared off some tumbleweeds and approached the town. What are your guys' passive perception?
Passive perception.
I'm so glad you asked, Jeremy. My passive perception is 23.
What the fuck?
God damn. Beautiful.
12.
Bobby didn't come to fuck around.
That's the kind of shit I need from you guys.
12.
All right, Matt clearly did not learn a lesson. That's fine.
Oh, I
Let's roll
learned a
quickly.
valuable lesson, and it's called
All right.
Be Smart in the game of D&D, both in real life and as your character. Just be
I got
smart.
a hella good passive insight, though.
So, Bobby,
Yes.
something that you notice as you're approaching, whenever you got closer to the welcome sign, because it's one of those big billboard welcome signs that you saw it from afar. As you got closer, you realize that red question mark is actually on top of not fresh paint, but fresher than the actual sign itself. And it seems to be like right after the number 100. So there's the number 100, there's fresh paint, and then a question mark on top of that. The sign is blue, to be clear, and so like it's more like there's
like a
fresher blue.
Yes.
There's fresher blue paint where they just didn't get the shade exactly right, and it would be hard not to notice, or it would be hard to notice, but it's just you were looking at the sign. Mm-hmm. Other than that, you guys know from the very sketchy newspaper ads that you found, or town crier ads, depending on your origin.
Definitely newspaper. I'm not from the big city, but I'm from a city.
That you have basically a SOS has been sent out by the mayor of this town, named Mayor Haase, to come and solve the town mystery.
That's very vague.
That's all it said.
Yep.
And well, it said that, and then underneath it said, report to Mayor Haase for further details.
I take it, there, my friend, I take it you would also hear about the help wanted ad, if you will.
Who told you that?
The paper. And he opens
the
his coat.
The paper told you I'm looking for somebody?
No, he pulls the newspaper out of his coat pocket he was probably reading. And he's just, right here, in this classified ad. I cut it out myself.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, I'm here, but I don't know how you knew that, but that's what I'm doing.
I mean, you look like a man who's seen some things.
Holy shit, I've seen so many things.
No, for sure. I can tell by your haunting gaze. Anyway, would you care to accompany me on our way to go meet up with Mayor Haase? Also,
I guess so, but I ain't splitting shit with you.
Oh, I'm not asking you to team up. I'm just meaning we're headed the same way, and it'd be nice to have some company on this lonesome walk in this rather lonesome town. But they do have a painter, it might seem, and he gestures to the wet paint to ensure you see it too.
I look at it,
and again, it's not that it's like it. Sorry. And again, it's not that it's fresh paint.
No,
it's just
fresher.
Clearly added later, so it is dry.
It's doing that.
Like
thing
it's
of
been there a while, but like it's been there a while, but it's just that you can tell that
it's a newer layer. It's not weathered.
Yes, it's an additional layer on top of the original sign.
Well, then I guess I'd change it to, well, maybe we swing by and find out who's the excellent painter who added this question mark.
I guess.
And
you don't find that suspicious as we're coming into a town?
Everything's suspicious. This town is out of nowhere.
Yeah, and it's also a vague mystery. And the first thing we see upon entering is a question mark. You don't find that, maybe I should walk a little.
Mysterious?
No, it's okay. I'll be here to protect you. Hey, come on, little lad.
Thank you.
Let's go.
As you guys make it into this...
You're obviously much taller than me, but I definitely call you little lad.
No, that's okay, yep. I'll probably call you Peepaw.
As you enter the town, you can see that the town hall is clearly at the end of this road. There's probably like 20 plus buildings on either side of the road. And the town is basically just this road, the buildings, and then the town hall. And then it kind of tees from there where you could go left and right. One path is leading out of the town to the next town, presumably, and the other is going to that old archaeological site. Since there's probably a word for it, but I can't think of the word off the top of my head. So it's an underground archaeological site. But
ruins.
You're really not, if you're wondering why I haven't described the townspeople, it's because it hasn't come up.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, could I make a perception check to see if we're being scoped from any of these empty windows?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Can I join in on that?
Sure.
Where the fuck are all the people?
19.
Let's see. Perception?
And he's not making it obvious. He's kind of doing that thing where he's blocking the sun with his hat a little bit. He's got a bowler on. And he's like kind of scanning left or right at the buildings.
A 7.
So Arizona does not notice, but Bobby actually sees between one of the buildings there was you honestly are impressed in yourself that you even noticed. But there was a short little girl standing kind of behind the porch of one of the buildings, between basically trying to hide as much of her body behind the side of the building at this junction where she could run behind the building very quickly. And she's even covered in dry mud, and you're really not seeing a lot of her. You're basically just seeing her in a raggedy dress, this blonde-haired little half-elf girl. And as soon as she sees you basically see her, she immediately takes off. Just immediately takes off.
Who the fuck are you talking to?
It's fine.
And
fucking
then
crazy
as
She's the crazy old man. I love this very much. Keep this bit going, please.
As this is happening, you actually see, you actually hear that while it seems like most of the town is dead, there is some commotion there's some sounds of people in the town inn, or the town tavern, or the saloon. So, and it is that perfect, beautiful, the most stereotypical saloon you could encounter. If you've seen an old Western, that building, you nailed it.
Mm-hmm. Spittoon, old man outside, double doors, they swing in and out.
Exactly. Perfect. The only difference is the old man is inside.
Arizona,
and also there is no old man.
Arizona looks for one of those little metal buckets to spit into.
It's inside. Yep. Spittoon.
They're everywhere, and most of them are bone dry. They have not gotten spit in enough.
Damn.
This town
fix that.
Do we see a well anywhere?
Oh, yeah. It doesn't seem like water is an issue. There's water for the horses. Oh, well, hypothetical horses.
Yeah, I was about to say, I figure we don't see horses either, man. Scary stuff, especially
you
broad
can see
daylight,
multiple. There's multiple there's multiple faucets just around on the sides of buildings, and they're not protected or anything. So presumably, water is not an issue in this town.
I'm feeling me a drink, youngin.
Hold on a sec, people. How about you have a sip out of my water skin? Don't. I'm not saying.
Look, that's where we get all the news from.
No. Listen. I'm saying maybe we don't trust eating or drinking right at this very moment until we go talk to the mayor about things. I don't see why that child would be that dirty if there's potable water, both to catch for a bath and, to drink. Something could be up. And he hands him his water skin.
He takes a sip. Oh shit! Thank you. I don't think I meant water. And he just pulls out a flask that's definitely too big. He's a halfling, so it's just a regular size flask. Ooh. And he just starts drinking from it. Just
nice. Hey, Peepaw, let me get a nip of that real quick.
Oh, here you go. It's my own.
Put some courage on my chest.
It's my own brew.
Oh,
it's 200 proof.
I'm fully thinking gasoline with a faint lingering taste of whatever fruit.
Straight moonshine, no flavor whatsoever.
Yep, that'll put some hair on your nuts. Thank you.
You don't have hair on your nuts? Well, no, we can fix that.
That's just as let's just. Do you want to go in the inn first, or should we go perhaps?
Let's go find the mayor.
So the saloon is the thing that was the place with noise. There is, I misspoke earlier. There is also an inn. Okay. But there's not.
No. But I assume it's one of those upstairs, downstairs business.
No. The inn is, but the saloon is a one-story building.
Well, maybe after we get this info, we stop at the saloon. I hear a little bit of commotion happening in there. I don't want to eavesdrop, but I also don't want to walk in and pretend to, eat food in front of them until I hear the okay from old Mayor Hayes.
So one thing I will point out that you're just going to notice just because you have a high passive perception.
Yep.
As you're passing buildings, there is graffiti that comes in one of three colors, either yellow, purple, or red. And you've seen it often enough to recognize that it seems like gang tags marking territory, because often they're very much so like one is painted and then another is painted on top of it, kind of thing, on the sides of some of the buildings. But it's not on the front of any of these buildings. It's very
like on the sides.
Not hidden, but very much so put in places where it's just not worth the effort of dealing with.
Can I make a religion check or anything to see if I notice any of the symbols or history or?
You can make.
Yeah, what would this be? Or is it in a language we would understand? First of all, is it coded?
It's not a language. They're just symbols. They're just a symbol.
Might have been lettering or something.
No. It actually weirdly is not lettering, because that is very common. So it's more, there's just symbols. Okay. So if you'd like, I can describe the three symbols.
Yes.
Sure.
So there is a red asterisk, and you actually realize that was the dot of the question mark on the sign out front.
Okay.
Was an asterisk symbol.
Okay. Was it? The question mark was also red, right?
Yes, the question mark was red, and the dot of the question mark was an asterisk symbol.
Gotcha.
Then there is a yellow triangle, but then with a single diagonal slash through the side of it, if that makes sense. The last symbol is actually that little S that we made in like 4th grade.
Oh my God.
And that's purple. That said, you're often seeing those in a lot of places where it's like one on top of the other one. But they are distinct enough colors that it's really easy to tell them apart. And something else that you notice is there's more of those question marks.
Okay.
But not trying to, with the little red asterisks, but no longer like on top of the symbols.
Yeah.
But actually small next to some of the existing symbols when it's not a red asterisk. So like for the other two symbols, a lot of them have this red question mark with an asterisk somewhere near that symbol.
I think he just pulls out like a little notepad and he's like jotting these little. So he's doing kind of like what Matt literally did and just draws those little symbols down and just closes it back up, puts it in his pocket.
So did I recognize any of those symbols?
No.
No? Okay.
No. You can recognize that they are gang symbols just from context clues, but outside of that, they're not any symbols that you know of. So that's what you would notice walking. I will say there's probably one or two people, actually not probably, there's one or two people who's walking around the town, but it's very much so people are going from a building to another immediately building. Like straight line into another building. There's no meandering, enjoying the scene. And it's not like there's only one or two people who you see while you walk. You probably see a handful. If you wanted to count them, you could, but as a DM, I'm telling you, you don't need to.
Okay.
There's very sparse travel, but there is movement of people. It is very occasional, and it is very direct to the next place they're going. And like head down, not looking at you at all. And all manner of quality of person in terms of like some of them are well dressed, some of them are in tattered clothing, and everything in between. So it really does seem like this town had a full economy at one point.
Yeah. All right.
I mean,
yeah.
I won't speak for you, but
if there's nothing else you guys are curious about the town, we can cut straight to.
Yeah, I think we're just ready to head to the mayor.
Yep.
So the town hall is one of the only buildings that is extremely well maintained.
Well maintained.
The town hall looks fantastic. Whenever you guys enter, you're immediately in a large room with just one of those desks like you're about to collect tickets at an amusement park with a single old woman behind it.
Would you say a kiosk?
No, it is not kiosk.
Dang.
Not yet. You haven't earned kiosk yet. You have to find the kiosk.
Okay.
But there's this old woman who seems to be just scribbling on some paper. She hasn't noticed you. There isn't a bell or anything. She's just sitting at her desk.
Well, hey there, fine lady.
Good.
Yep.
What time is it actually, Jeremy? Because I would know exactly what time it is.
Well, yeah, it's high noon.
Oh.
Thank you for asking.
Good afternoon, madam.
Also, I have no idea what time it is. Why are you here?
Well,
hi, yes.
We're here for... Oh, yeah.
No, go ahead.
You go.
No. Peepaw, please. Age before beauty.
Oh, wait. I think that means you should go first.
How old do you think I am, sir?
If you two don't stop
anyway, ma'am, your name...
each other...
We're here for the mystery.
Yep, the classified ad sent out by Mayor
Help
Hayes.
wanted. Help has arrived.
Sure.
Oh.
Again, this feels like we're a pair. We just walked up here. Can't stress enough. Two separate entities. Hello, Bobby.
Don't know that.
The name is Robert Bobby Roberts. You can call me Bobby.
Wow, that was a lot of information I didn't ask for. That's nice to know. Anyway, if you can guys just take a seat. And she points to just basically some chairs that are lined up to the front of the building where there's just windows. It's clearly just like a waiting area.
Like a bank waiting area.
If you guys would just take a seat there, and actually, will you take a number? And she's got a little thing.
Can I look around the room?
It's currently on number 2, and the ticket thing is on number 12. There is no one else in the room.
Actually, if you could tell Mayor Hayes we're here, that'd be a whole lot better.
As soon as it's your turn up, absolutely. If you just take a ticket and sit down.
Madam,
Madam,
I'm sorry.
There are rules to this system.
Whoa, you're getting...
Take a ticket, sit down, or you can leave.
Yes,
Madam,
sure.
I'm so sorry. Bobby, have a seat. Have a seat, son. Don't make me give you a whooping. No, I'm sorry about that, Matt. What was your name again? I'm so sorry.
She never gave us her name, and I asked her before.
My name is Shelby.
Sir,
thank you for
Bobby,
asking.
I said go sit down now.
No. And while he's talking to her, I'm absolutely sneaking to go find Mayor Hayes. I'm not fucking playing goddamn shit.
There's 2 doors out of this room on either side of her desk.
You got it. Yep.
Both are shut.
Yep. And I'm still gonna stealth while he's talking to her.
She's...
I'm rolling the stealth check.
Okay, I would like you to roll a stealth.
I'm trying to distract.
Okay,
I'm trying to put the moves on this lady.
That's a 15 on my stealth check.
Okay.
I'm just casually
I will
walking
allow
over the
this.
door.
Yep. Okay. No, I guess because he's distracting, you guys are really kind of already in sync, getting vibes. So you approach one of the 2 doors.
I'll go to the one to her far left.
Okay. It is locked.
Okay. Cool. Let's see what I can do about that. Because I'm more than sure I have the spell knock.
Where'd that other fella go? And she starts looking around. Now, you have
Mr.
noticed,
Shelby,
because you guys are close enough...
Is there a Mr. Shelby?
I'm casting non-detection on myself right now.
Okay. Kyle, I will pay you to remember what the spell does.
I'm reading it right now.
It does not stop someone's eyes from working.
I'm understanding this. Why... Hear me out, Jeremy. Why is she immediately jumping to say, "Where am I?" while he's talking to her?
Yeah, I'm talking to her.
Because she was in the middle of getting mad at you for not taking a ticket when you disappeared.
When he said, when he told me to go sit down, I'd already...
This is an old woman. She has object permanence. And there were 2 people, and now there's one person.
That's not even... I feel like you're getting crazy to the 3rd degree. You know, insight check on this old bitch. Is she lying? Like, what the fuck is it? I'm going to break your game since I can't just do what the game is intended.
No,
I understand logic and reason behind we're two people in one room. He is literally talking. He pulled attention to her, and I moved away.
Yes. No, she didn't start looking around. She just realized that you weren't there anymore. But she's still talking to him, which is why she doesn't know where you're at.
Non-detection. It says you hide a target you touch. I just told
him to go outside. He's heading outside because he...
Hold on. I'm going to have him read non-detection.
It says you hide a target you touch with divination spell. The target can be a willing creature. And it says the target is no larger than 10 feet. And I'm not 10 foot fucking tall. You can't be targeted by any divination spells or perceived through magical scrying. Yeah, I know what that does. I understand this.
Okay. As long as you understand people's eyes still work.
Yes, they do.
That is fine.
They absolutely do. I'm at the door. I found out the door is locked. I'm waiting until he's continuing to talk to her.
Okay. Yeah. So I will say, as long as he rolls, go ahead and roll either persuasion or performance, whichever you feel like you're going to do better at. Either of those, because you're trying to distract her.
You let me
know
if
there's
you
another
roll
skill
one,
that you can make it on you. But this roll will determine how much time you have before she decides to actually solve it.
I'm so sorry, a 3.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Hold on. Let me read how this luck thing works, because I have a new thing. I've got it. It has to be a 1.
Oh,
Son
okay.
of a bitch. It has to
be a 1. I also have luck.
Yep.
I got to roll for her.
No, that's fine. After finding out
she
the
got
door's
a 5,
locked, I'm just standing over there. Kind of like a kid in the corner, just sad.
So go ahead and Arizona, go ahead and try to talk to her and we can play this out.
Okay. I'm sorry. You said your name was Shelby?
Yes, sir. But actually, could you go ahead and take a seat? Where's your friend?
He's just standing.
Where's your friend go?
After pulling the doorknob, he's standing in the corner like a punished child.
He's just right over there.
Now, sir, did you grab a ticket before you?
I'm grabbing his ticket for him. But you know, Miss Shelby,
I do need you to step aside. Can ticket number 4 please come up? Ticket number 4.
While she's talking about ticket number 4, I'm going to cast Find Familiar, and a tiny mouse appears in my coat pocket.
Now. Okay.
There's a little mouse. I'm facing the corner. There's a little mouse in my pocket currently. It's just a little field mouse.
And then after she calls it, probably 2 or 3 more times, she sits back down and goes back to her crossword. Well, we got to give them time. They might be in the bathroom. I'll try the next one in 5 minutes or so.
Is there...
Anyway,
Jeremy,
you guys just sit tight.
Mrs. Shelby.
Jeremy.
Mrs. Shelby.
Hold on. I'm so sorry. Jeremy, you told me there's 2 doors. Is the door that I tried that's locked the bathroom?
No.
So the other door is the bathroom?
No.
There
doesn't seem to be a bathroom.
No, carry on.
There's not a bathroom in this waiting area.
I've encountered 2 crazy old people this campaign so far. Let's keep it going.
I just want to make it clear that if you want to roll an insight to get what her deal is.
While I'm talking to her, let me do an insight also.
Yeah.
That might be the first thing I can actually do this game.
Brother, what? It was on a 20. It was on a 20 and it fucking flipped. I got 11.
25.
I was so focused on my little mouse friend, I couldn't be bothered.
Arizona, you can tell that this woman does not want to deal with you and is just adding hurdles to make you go away because she does not want to do her job. To be clear, not nefarious. This woman.
What do you mean? Wait a minute.
Like she
what do you
wants
mean
to be
not nefarious?
She is.
It doesn't have to be evil for it to be a problem.
Yeah, that's fair. In my head, nefarious means evil.
Yeah.
If you consider someone trying their best not to do their work and go back to the crossword she was working on, like she is clearly the energy is, why has anyone come? Please go away. Yeah. I was in the middle of something.
Got you. Here, Mr. Shelby, I'm pulling my 2 tickets for me and my associate over here.
As I hear him pull my ticket, I go sit down.
Yeah, and then I walk.
And you got 12 and 13.
I got
12
11.
and 13. Okay, I'm gonna go talk to Bobby for a second.
The ticket.
What?
Yeah.
I thought he was talking
what
about
did you mean?
from earlier.
Oh,
gotcha.
No, you got ticket number 12 and 13.
Oh my god. Bobby, let me.
I'm sitting down already.
I'm picking up.
I'm just
look, we haven't got off on the best foot now. Now let me tell you. I've had a lot of time to kind of get to know people, and I can tell when someone's just trying to just do their thing, and that's Mrs. Shelby over there. She's just trying to have a good old time doing her crossword, and we're not trying to give her any old hard time. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna talk to her. Just don't do anything crazy,
definitely.
and then I'll.
And if you could, please, sincerest apologies. I do want to. I know she may not want to speak to me right now, but please extend my sincerest apologies to her. And I'm saying it loud enough so that she hears him saying it. I meant no disrespect.
Roll of persuasion.
That's another 11, my friend.
Okay. All right. I've taken that into advisement.
Okay. All right. Now, just hold on to my ticket here, and I'll go talk to Mrs. Shelby over there. Just hang tight, okay? Mrs. Shelby, I am so sorry about my associate over there. I just want you to know he extends his
deepest,
fullest apologies.
He says louder before you even say deepest.
Bobby, now shut up.
And he's back. You look back and he's fully like hat off, bowing, like deepest apology.
Well,
now, Mrs. Shelby, I could tell that you just want to do your crossword. And look, I love me a good crossword. I'm a little older, so I've done a couple of them. 2 a day keeps the brain rot away is what I always say. And sometimes you got to do
a pretty depressing rhyme, but all right, carry on.
Hey, I heard it from a depressing dude, so it makes sense. But all we really want to do, Miss Shelby, is get out of your hair, and can
that's all I want you to do. So that's fantastic. We got that in common.
Look, absolutely. I'm just trying to find some middle ground here. And look, we just came. We walked a long way, and we're just trying to talk to the mayor for a quick sec, and then we're gonna be on our way. We might die out there. I don't know, but we'll be out your hair.
As he's saying that, Bobby's behind him, hat over heart. Shelby, was it, if I may? What my compatriot here says is indeed true. I really do apologize. I was trying to let you know that we did in fact get off on the wrong foot. There was no disrespect meant by any of my observations about the room. I did not make the most important observation, was what you wanted to do with your time on this fine afternoon. I know that you are quite the busy woman. I have a bit of a bargain for you, if you wouldn't mind. I see you have today's paper. My compatriot here has my paper as well. I had a bit of time on the road, and I did get a bit of a jump start on that there crossword. I can see you've got 12 and 24 still missing. If you'd like, I could give you that key, and maybe you could give us the key to speaking with the mayor.
Well, I think I can figure out 24, but
12.
I like where your head's at.
12, right? It's the word.
I can't get it.
I've got it right on the tip of my tongue. I remember it all the same. What is the smell before and after rain? A letter starting with the letter P, as you can see there. Not quite sure what that is, huh? I tell you right now.
No, I don't. It don't rain enough here.
Yes. I can tell. Even though you do have a bit of water sources, it could use a bit.
I keep writing pomegranate, but it doesn't work with all the other words.
Though it is a
and
juicy
not enough
fruit,
spaces.
I do say the juicier fruit would be finishing that there crossword and getting that little buzzing bee out of your mind. If you could maybe push the line along. I know we're a bit behind what with us being 12 and 13, but I think these extended bathroom breaks, if you catch my meaning, could be foregone.
Roll a persuasion with advantage.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Okay.
I'm assuming yours is higher than a 0. So
I'm gonna use my bountiful luck on this one because it was a 1, my guy.
Beautiful.
I can re-roll the 1, but I have to keep that
Great
roll.
start.
And I'm gonna even sweeten the pot for you, Jeremy. I'm gonna keep this specific roll and not even keep the 13 that I rolled before it, even if it's worse.
Beautiful.
All right, here we go. Persuasion. I'm scared.
come on.
It's an 8.
God damn.
It's an 8.
Oh,
It's okay.
God.
It's okay. No, you know what? It's okay.
Can I get no? That's fair. No.
Hey, you know, you win some, you lose some.
You give me the answer first, and then I'll decide.
Insight check.
I'm not worried about the crossword. I want to, even if she isn't telling the truth, I want to extend this olive branch in the hopes that maybe she skips ahead at least one number. One number's better than no numbers. And I'm like, you got yourself a deal. Consider this an olive branch between you and I to prove that I am not to be a bug in your hair. And I just hand her the newspaper. I already clipped out the thing I need.
All right. She takes it. I actually don't know the answer.
I forget the word. I thought it was piquant for a second.
You motherfucker.
Hold on. P word for rain smell.
I can't believe you forgot.
It's petrichor. There we go. For some, I wanted to say piquant. You can see how those two things are different. It's petrichor.
Yeah. A petrichor. I wouldn't even been able to spell this. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
She looks around and she goes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Hey, nice to meet you.
And he just like another deep bow. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
How can I help you boys?
Yes, we are here to meet with Mayor Hayes.
We're here to help the town out.
Solve a mystery.
That's fantastic. He is in his office, and I'll go check and make sure he's ready.
Yep.
If you'll just wait here just a moment. She
Absolutely.
goes, she unlocks the door. She actually goes to the right door, unlocks that, goes through. She's gone for maybe a minute and a half. And then she comes out from the left door, and just goes, "Oh, he'll see you now." And she leaves the left door open for you guys to go through.
Much obliged. Thank you very much. And as we go through the door,
I'll tip my hat as I walk through.
As we go through the door, I want to drop my little mouse in the corner.
Ooh.
Okay. Wait, on which side of the door so I understand?
So, like, as I'm walking through, because it's a mouse, so he can go back through the outside. Like, I want him behind, like, kind of behind the door as she's holding it open, and right before she closes, he's going to go back into the lobby.
Okay, so that's more what I was asking is, like, what room are you leaving him in?
He's going to scurry into the lobby, but he's hidden behind the door so she doesn't see him right quick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
And it's just a normal looking.
She's fully not paying attention and just doesn't care. So I'm not even gonna have you roll.
I mean, I figured a field mouse in a western town is a common.
It's not the craziest thing in the world. Yeah. She looks at it ravenously. With
finally, food.
She lets you guys in. A weird thing is, as soon as she shuts the door, she does lock it, which is strange.
Certainly. Thank God for Mousy.
But you guys find yourself in kind of an office-y area where there's a room in the very back with glass, and you can clearly see the mayor sitting in his desk. But seems to be a very open concept office space where it's just, there's these two doors that let you in, and then there's kind of just sets of cubicles, and there's just the walkways between the two. But none of them, all of the desks seem dusty and in brand new condition. Like, none of them seem particularly used.
Jeremy, as we walk through the hall / make it into his desk room,
the mayor is shuffling papers and looking down.
Does Bobby see anything invisible within 10 feet of him as he's walking through the hall?
Oh.
Do you have...
My fighting style is blind fighting, and within 10 feet, I can see anything invisible as long as it's not trying to hide. If it's trying to hide, I wouldn't see it. If it is not, I might be able to see it.
No.
Not even when we enter his office?
There is not. No.
Okay.
There does not seem to be any kind of...
That's all good. I might do that periodically as we enter new spaces, so just letting you know.
That's no problem.
And I think Arizona, you see Bobby like doing the like typical, because he's putting his hat back on and his eyes scan, and for a moment you see like a little rainbow flash as he looks around the room.
Oh, love that flavor.
And The door to his office is open. It has Mayor Haase on the painted on the
gold
glass.
Oh, ooh, nice.
Well,
nice.
it's actually
like
he's got it's a frosted glass with his name. He also has a golden plaque on his desk.
Can we just talk? I know kids don't care about architecture. When I was a kid, if I ever went to a dentist office and they had those frosted glass cube walls,
it's nice.
Oh, it was like being in another realm.
But he is looking down, filing away.
I think I'd
with
rap
your
on the
high
door.
perception, with your high passive, you will notice just easily that the pages he's fiddling with are blank, and he's clearly just trying to look busy.
Let me ask you a bit of description. Is his tie half done up on or something? Like, is a button kind of like off kilter?
No. That's actually something that you do notice is the fact that he is wearing this suit perfectly. It feels like he looks like he would be running a much larger.
Well, before
thing. Like
he's
he
like
is
super
dressed.
I think I tried to-
overqualified for his position
He
that he
looks
currently
super
has.
overqualified for where he is at.
I know Arizona is kind of like a little sketch crazy a bit, but I think as we see this prim and proper, obvious turd messing with this stuff, I think he kind of looks at you with the eyebrow, like one eyebrow, like like you seeing what I'm seeing, you smelling what I'm smelling.
Mm-hmm.
Just to really paint you a picture, Mayor Haase is a extremely well-dressed orc, middle age seems to be, very well-kept sideburns, but other than that, he doesn't have any hair. Like, he clearly is bald, but he's got really beautifully groomed sideburns.
Love it.
And he's got a single monocle.
Yeah.
And other than that, he's got like the little handkerchief tucked into his pocket of his coat, and he's done up to the nines. Like this, he looks terrific. And as you guys enter his office, he looks and goes, "Oh yes," and he kind of organizes the papers and quickly puts them in a drawer so you can't tell that they're blank. And he goes, yes, sorry, very busy around here these days. What can I help you with?"
Oh,
yes.
Mayor Haase, we're here to help the town out. We're here to solve your mystery.
Indeed.
He gets really excited. Oh, that's fantastic. It's been a while since I've gotten any takers on that. Here, let me try to find. And he opens 3 or 4 different drawers of his desk.
Like the same drawers 3 different times.
And he pulls out and he grabs, and it's basically just like, it looks like the template he used for the ad. And he just printed it out on paper or wrote it out. I don't know how technology works, man. He has the paper.
They got a printing press.
Sir.
He pulls out and goes, yeah, it's still valid. It's 5,000. Now, if you two are going to work together, it is I forgot. I need to do a deeper voice for him. If you two are going to work together, it is going to be obviously split between the two of you.
Could it be potentially friendly competition? Or do you want to work together, old timer? No, he's looking.
That's entirely whoever solves the mystery gets the gold. Y'all can sort that out however you want.
You want to work together, old timer? Or are you
we work together. I kind of like you.
There we go. That's good. That's a good peepaw. That's fine. We can split it.
You're calling me peepaw.
Okay, peepaw.
Well, fantastic. So, and actually, the mystery of the town is something is wrong. And he's really like pausing like that, where he's clearly trying to find just the right words. It's almost like he is struggling to even describe the problem.
Oh, no.
And he's just, so the issue is, there seems to be somebody, well, there's a few smaller issues that seem
interwoven?
Maybe. Let me just describe some of the weird happenstances, and you can maybe piece out what's relevant and what's not. So, we've got a beautiful museum, and we don't have a curator for the museum, and I don't remember the museum getting built.
Insight check. I just want to know if he's telling the truth. Like if this is an act versus like
yes,
if he's actually dirty 20.
That's I will roll.
Do you mind if I also join in?
Yeah, go for it.
19.
He is being as truthful as he can be, but he is answering when he's talking, he is like, I'm not forgetting the information.
No, I know, yeah.
He is talking with that
like
almost, he sounds confused by what information he's giving you. Like, the facts he has do not make sense to him either. So he's not confident even if they are facts, if he's describing it correctly. He's very uncertain. This is everything about him while he's describing what's going on is uncertainty, is getting conveyed. Now, so we've got a museum that I misspoke. I do remember it being built, but I don't remember why or for who. And we've got a graffiti artist who only likes to paint 3 different symbols all over the place. Now they started with this question mark nonsense. Don't understand it.
So the question mark is new?
The question mark started popping up maybe a month ago or so. About the time when I put out my ad in the paper. But that was because nobody had really been to the welcome sign in a while. And it was just inaccurate. The darndest thing. And it was inaccurate by a mile. It said population 10,000. We maybe got 100 plus residents in this town.
And now
so it don't make no sense.
100 with a question mark. I don't know why.
Oh no, he added that. We corrected the sign. We kind of just estimate. We don't have the manpower to get an exact figure, so we just kind of spitballed it. Said probably around 100. That seemed the cheap. It seemed the cheapest solution. Also, I keep apologizing. I keep making him higher pitched than he is. He's a lower tone. Please catch me if I do it again.
No high pitched. He could be nervous when he's getting high pitched. Maybe that's his.
I've changed accents like 3 times accidentally.
Yeah, I was almost British just now. I don't know if y'all heard it.
But the sign was inaccurate. We got that fixed by
a paint.
Anyway, the sign got fixed, and then I can't seem to get a handle on. There's just not enough help, to keep track of everything, get everything.
Mayor,
so we've got some issues. We've got some of the water pipes are now busted up, and nobody seems to be fixing them. And I remember.
Mayor, I don't mean to cut you off or slow you down. Take a moment. Have you, Mayor, have you had breakfast this morning, or perhaps something to drink this morning?
Oh yes, I cook for myself.
Of course. And does the food that you, I don't mean to pry at all. I promise this is going somewhere. Is the food that you eat locally sourced here, grown here, by yourself, watered here?
Well, I forget the term for it, but I'm actually an eggetarian. So I eat egg and different forms of egg.
So chickens
and only egg.
Do they come from
so
chickens?
I've got some chickens, I got one ostrich I trapped. Not sure where he came from, but I know where they're staying in my yard.
Okay. Would you say that's about what everybody has around here? Eggs?
They better not have none of my ostrich eggs.
No, not yet.
Hold on. You see someone with an ostrich egg, you come tell me.
Mayor, look at me. Let's get back on track. No one's stealing your ostrich eggs, okay? It's a little shocking for you to have that ostrich, but I mean, either way. Let me ask you this. Are the townspeople, as my partner was saying, that are they also only eating eggs? Not your eggs, but their own personal only eggs?
I don't think so. I think I'm the only eggetarian out here.
Is there?
I keep.
You didn't describe.
I keep trying to get people to hear me out.
Is there a farm at all here? Like, are people? Because I saw a young girl. She didn't seem to have much of anything.
Oh yeah, that's the little Susie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's just a little girl runs around covered in mud.
She does this on purpose, not that she's in any danger or.
Well, if I'm honest, I don't feel comfortable approaching a small girl
for sure.
It's an unaccompanied minor. I know she's got a brother.
You are a public figure, though.
His name's
represents
Gus.
The city, right?
Right, which is why I definitely don't want to be approaching a small child.
But like, you could definitely reach out to the community and maybe see, hey, little Susie, this is.
So I did ask around.
Not food for my home personally, or a candy. Like,
she's well fed.
This is what I was trying to get around to. I hadn't seen a farm really.
No, she's just covered in mud. Wears old clothes. I don't know where her parents are at.
I don't want to keep insight checking, but that seems insane, Jeremy. Insight check. There's just a girl who loves to just be covered in mud. She's well fed, like skittering about, just covered in mud. That's insane. Well, I didn't learn a goddamn thing on a 10 insight. I assume it's nothing.
Also, I'm sorry. What name did I just...
Little Susie.
I gave her...
Little Susie.
Okay, Susie.
I'm writing stuff
I
down.
gave her a different name originally, but I'm just going to change it.
Little Susie.
I will not do a fucking Elizabeth thing again.
Okay. Oh, God, not Elizabeth.
We've got Little Susie, we've got Shelby, and we've got...
So it's Susie and Gus. Gus is her brother that he just mentioned.
Yep.
She's got a brother, Gus.
Yep.
Yeah, those two were...
All right,
they live here.
Okay. I want to make an inside check on why does this guy keep pausing?
It's the memory lapse thing. There's something wrong with his memory because of what's going on.
He is trying to clearly share information with huge gaps in between.
Yeah,
can I ask you a potential?
And he's trying to piece it together. So like you're asking him about Susie, and he's trying to answer your question, and he just is having these like fractional
ask him about his
thoughts.
Responses.
When did that start? Maybe
can I maybe make like an Arcana check to see if there's anything like magical about this? I know that doesn't maybe super track.
So you can do an Arcana, and I would be able to tell you if there are spells like this, like that would cause this kind of effect, or maybe just. Like information about how this effect could happen magically.
Mayor,
but in order to actually determine any actual magic, you need to detect
magic.
Yeah.
Mayor, when would you say these memory lapses of yours started? And also, are other people in the town being affected by this?
Memory lapses.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
As you're talking, it seems.
Well, I just don't know some things. You know, I'm a mayor. I'm a busy man working all the time. There's some information I know. I can't be held responsible for every little girl covered in mud.
No, for sure. And
if I did, there'd be one girl, and it would take forever. That's a whole day.
We are well past little Susie. What I mean to say is, you put an ad in the paper to solve a mystery. How can we solve a mystery that you don't even know needs? No,
I described it to you.
Well, what's the mystery again?
Yeah, if you could refresh our...
there's the museum.
Hey,
the museum.
Yeah. Hey,
where
know about the museum, Mayor? Do you see what I'm talking about there? So you could have expounded upon it, but something seems to be stopping you from...
How do you mean?
He just, stone face just drops like any emotion and just looks directly at you, Arizona. Could me and my compatriot...
So anyway, hold on. Now
we'd
I'm
like to
gonna
give you
detain
some...
you guys. Well, let me finish explaining the mystery.
Gather your thoughts.
Yeah.
I've got my thoughts. Do you think you're the first people to come by? I mean, there have been.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, now that I think about it, well, I could have sworn somebody else came before you, but
and I'm gonna.
Now I guess you guys must be the first person to do the ad. That's really exciting. I'm happy to hear it. Anyway, like I was saying, so there's a beautiful museum, and not really sure why it's there.
And nobody looks after it.
Well, there's
a curator, perhaps.
No curator.
Well,
he already said there's no curator.
Okay, no, you're right. This is helping me remember now. There's a name on some of the things in the museum. I can't think of the name off the top of my head. If Professor was in the name.
Well, let me ask you this,
but
Mayor.
Anyway, so there's a museum. Don't know why that's there. Investigating that would be beautiful. Figuring out who's graffitiing all these symbols. Figuring out who's graffitiing all these symbols around the buildings. Don't know why they're doing that. More importantly, the biggest issue really is there seems to be something wrong with my maintenance of the town in right. It was getting well maintained till about like a month ago. That's when I noticed. That's when my pipes went out in my house, and it was a real problem. I had to figure that out myself. Ended up flooding my basement, just kind of grabbing water from there. It keeps coming out of the pipe, so I just kind of got a pool of water, and I'm just bringing it up in buckets to use as needed. So I've just kind of accepted that I'm getting my water from my basement pool now. So I just kind of go down there with a bucket, get some water, bring it up to my tub as needed. I don't have a better solution because that's out of my wheelhouse. So if you guys want to fix that, that'd be lovely. I'll give you 10 gold. How much gold is an appropriate amount of gold for plumbing? Hours worked and resources needed. We'll talk about that after the actual. Actually, ask my secretary. She knows all the details. Yep. That's another job I got. I was thinking about putting an ad out for that, but if you guys can solve it, that'll save the ink. Mayor, with the pipe bursting, the sort of dwindling of the town's residents, if you will, where the sign said you don't find a correlation there, sir, regardless of your memory block that you clearly can't understand. You said your sign... Now you're making me angry about this. No, sir. No disrespect meaning. I just mean to say, you say the sign was wrong and that there's only 100 of you. And yet the sign did say it's at one point about 10,000 strong. Yeah, I guess you just can't hire a good worker around it. We've only ever had 100. We've only ever had 100 people. And just to clarify, it's just that's a rough number. I didn't get a head count. You'd think as the... Okay. We're going to switch gears a bit. So would you say the museum would be our best point of starting for this mystery, Mr. Mayor? Sure. Mayor, do you have anything helpful to add beyond the advertisement? Did I say Susie had a brother? You certainly did. Okay. And did you check the saloon? The saloon's a great place to talk. That's the heart. That's the bleeding heart of the town. You know, that's finger on the pulse. Bleeding everything. Heart. Normally, everybody goes to the saloon. Huh. That's a fair point. I'm gonna think on that a bit. Either way, colloquialisms. We've got two sort of leads. How about the beating heart? The beating heart of the town. That's the beat. In fact, the strong beating heart of the town. You know what, Arizona? That's exactly the function that our heart should maintain. Less strong and healthy. Indeed. Strong and healthy. I'm so sorry. I should have said, if you want this is probably going to take more than a day or so. Go over to Barber's Tavern.
Barber's Tavern.
It's you can't miss it. It is directly across from the saloon. And you're not going to miss the saloon because it is the most beautiful, bumping, can I just say? You want a party? That's the place to go.
So is the saloon Barber's Tavern or is Barber's Tavern the inn?
No, Barber's Tavern is the inn across from the saloon.
And the saloon is called...
But is there also a tavern in the inn?
That seems like competition.
Well, yeah, that's the bottom part of the... Yeah, you can buy alcohol from most stores here. I'm just gonna let you know.
Hell yeah! I love this.
If you want a whiskey, most stores here will get you. You go to the Carpenter. His name. He sells whiskey and it's delicious. I'm on job. I'm on duty. I can't.
Oh, you sure? And I pull out my flask that's definitely bigger than like it needs to be for me. You sure you don't want to try some of my home brew?
It's some strong stuff, sir. I know you have to get back to your paper.
Roll a persuasion.
It should have put hair on your chest.
And your balls.
Oh! Persuasion? 19.
Congratulations.
Ha! I actually have enough hair on my chest and balls. Thank you for asking.
Of course.
Hey.
He rolled the 19 on the die.
I rolled 19 on the die, but I don't have any bonuses. Damn.
There you go. But I do appreciate, there might be someone at the saloon who actually, you probably shouldn't offer that at a drinking establishment. That might not go over well. But anyway, and then we also have, he fully goes quiet for like a couple of seconds.
And thank you for your
time.
But
he looks like deep in thought, like he's trying to remember something that he just can't grab.
Yeah, that's been the running theme with this fucking guy. I have got nothing.
Oh, nice. Anyway, you guys have a good one. And like I said, Barber's Tavern is the place to stay while you're trying to solve this mystery.
Of course, yep.
I recommend it.
And what of the other saloon? Did he give a name for the other saloon? Or was that one of those ones where he can't think of it?
There's actually everybody just calls it the saloon.
Okay.
Sounds good. Well, we'll head over there.
Yep, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Hayes.
I noticed your secretary locked us in here. Could we maybe get out of here?
Well, you can just unlock it from this side, because lock only locks from one side,
why
so
would
you can just turn the...
Okay, yeah. You know what?
You have
a wonderful. Yep, you've got it, and I thank you. And he nods and bows, and he's like, Arizona, let us be off. And as we go into the hallway, I'm going to stop Arizona on his shoulders. I want to peek through the little mouse's eyes. What does the little mousy mouse see out there in the waiting room?
So you actually see the waiting room's currently empty.
Even the lady's gone too.
The lady is gone, and there's a little sign that says, be back soon. But yeah, she's not there.
Something in me told me I should have checked sooner, but it is what it is.
Well, how does that work? Can you just switch between
No, I can't. I didn't want to do it just in case he could pick up on something or there was something in this room. I was waiting until we got into the hall. But as we do that, I'm going to unlock the door, and the mouse is going to scurry into the mayor's office.
Okay. A
little do-si-do, if you will.
And as we're walking, I'm going to lean to Arizona. That man was 2 apples short of a picnic. I don't think he had any of the information he was asking us to ascertain. So it looks like we're...
That man's crazier than me.
Crazy, I wouldn't say.
And that's saying something. I'm crazy as hell.
But I still stand by. Maybe we hold off on any partaking of the food for now until we can pick up on whether or not this is a mayor with amnesia, or perhaps everyone in this town has amnesia. Also, do you not find it strange that I know she finished her crossword puzzle, but she locked the door when we entered and then left?
I mean, that could just be a security reason. I don't know.
I guess so. But he's also stacking papers that had nothing written on them. This big lapse in his memory. The town going from 10,000, but him saying it's always been 100 people.
Yeah. Shit's crazy.
Something doesn't feel right.
So, as you guys are walking out, you are going to notice that little girl and her brother now are actually they're not being subtle. They were kind of like looking through the windows of the building. You guys come out, and then they immediately go to scurry off again.
Stop right there.
They stop like kids that just got in trouble, dead in their tracks.
Turn around now.
They turn around. And just like I said, covered in mud, head to toe.
You kids like playing rags. In the mud, do you?
Yes, mister.
That's a fun pastime for you? You're not in any danger or sick or nothing, are you?
No, me and my brother live in the house over there. And they just point to a house. It's on the road.
You don't have to tell me any of that business. I just need to know, you being looked after? Are you being fed?
We look after each other.
Are you? And I think he stops him in his tracks to hear him say that. And he's like, You guys eating all right? You safe where you are?
Oh yeah, we've got a beautiful house. I kind of maintain the house while he goes out.
And he's gonna pull out 5 gold pieces from his pocket.
That's so much.
Yep. Nope, I know it is. I've got this 5 gold for you if you can answer a few questions, and then you'll be on your way. That's all I need.
I'm a little young, but I guess I can wash up and get in the right outfit.
What the fuck is happening? Why would a child... What? What do you think this is?
Is that not what you were asking?
I asked you to answer questions.
We just
Why
have
would you
questions
need to take
for
a
you.
bath to answer a question?
I think I might have misunderstood. And she goes, what? And Gus actually speaks up. What kind of questions are you?
If you are the one to be in charge of this, then sure. No fucking weird. No, I just want to ask you questions. You would be the most honest people in this town if I could see it, because children's eyes see everything, even things they're not supposed to see.
Well, mister, I think my sister just kind of assumed, because questions don't cost 5 gold, that I think she just thought you were speaking in innuendo.
No, sir. I'm worried about your well-being, and you're clearly hiding the fact that you're both struggling in a dirt town.
No, we just play in the mud a lot, and we wear our bad clothes for that.
That's smart. That's so smart.
You can't wear your Sunday best.
You
go play in the mud.
You so smart.
And who? Insight check on these Jeremy, I hate this game. I don't trust anyone in the fucking game.
Can you kids tell me what the hell's wrong with Mayor Gus?
I don't think you're allowed to say that about not non-human races. I don't think that's very appropriate, mister.
That's a 21.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not human.
Our mayor's a great mayor.
Yeah, that's a 21 on the insight check about what the fuck they're talking about. All of it.
What? Why can't he remember nothing?
As best you can tell, they are being honest. And they're not trying to hide information. They are deeply confused by what you're after.
Have you noticed any of the other adults having memory problems about the goings-on in the town?
Oh, God.
Let me think.
Oh, God.
Memory problems. Well, not that I can remember. What about you, Susie?
What can you...
No, I don't remember. What do you mean by memory problems?
Okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah. How many people were in this town? Like when it started, do you know?
They're young children. Of course they wouldn't know how many people would be here starting. How many people are you used to seeing on a day-to-day basis?
Well, you guys are...
Are we the newest people in, would you say, a month?
There was... I got this lucky rock, and she pulls out this little like pebble that seems very clean, like weirdly clean. I got this little rock from someone recently.
Do you mind if I take a look at that rock?
Are you gonna give it back?
Yeah, I'll give it back.
Okay.
Thank you, madam.
Fuck these children with memory problems. I'm not giving them any of my money.
Yeah, I just wanna do a quick little like investigation or something.
And as he does that, I'm pocketing my gold back, and I'm gonna be like, "Well, thank you for the information before being paid.
Nope.
Hopefully, you remember this lesson."
Nope. Yeah, that's a rock. That's a really cool rock, and I hand it back to her.
Okay, thank you. Let me know if you want the 5 gold service. We are kind of...
That's fucked up. Absolutely not. I will never ask for that.
I throw 10 gold at him. Get out of here.
Yeah, I'll pay you 10 gold to never speak to me again.
Well, okay, mister. And she takes the 10 gold, and she skedaddles away with her brother.
Yep. Never speak to children again. That's just a terrible, terrible situation.
On a quest to find more mud.
Cool. All right, let's go to the saloon first, then stop off at the museum afterwards, because I want to see if we've gotten so far 3 people with terrible memory problem. Wait a minute. Shelby didn't have any memory problems.
No, I don't think she did, but we didn't really even get that far. We didn't ask her any questions.
But we asked her about the ad. She knew that clear as day right away, but just didn't want to be bothered with doing her job. She had no fogginess of anything else going on.
That's pretty fair. Can I do a retrospective insight check?
Here's the retrospective insight check. You guys didn't ask her any questions.
Nope. Because she didn't give us a chance. Let's be very real. Shelby didn't give us a chance until we started kissing Shelby's butt.
I'm not saying.
Until we started kissing
I'm just
Shelby's
saying,
butt.
You don't know one way or the other.
Yeah.
It's more just it didn't come up.
I'm going to say it's safe to assume that even if Shelby did know something, we were going to have to give her a whole lot more crossword puzzle answers to get any information out of that video. Studio audience. Laughed it.
And so whenever you guys come to the front of the saloon, which is right across from Barbara's Tavern, it really is it's got a sign near the door, and it really does say then there's a big gap saloon.
Is it a painted over gap?
No.
Does it look as though the lettering was taken away?
It looks like there should be lettering there, because it's not even like it's not even painted on. It's like metal letters that are nailed onto the sign.
Are there nail holes where letters should have been?
No, it's just...
I was worried you were going to... I was worried you were going to say it's just smooth and not anything that... What the hell? Mm-hmm. Okay, Jeremy, about how many letters would fit in the space that is missing?
So... if it was around the same size...
I got keen mind, so I'd be looking at these kinds of things.
Go ahead and roll an investigation.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, man.
And if there are any of those like markings, like any of that graffiti anywhere, I'd like to take a quick look at those. Like just see if I could take a
J-Dog, what's 9 plus 10?
21.
21 on investigation, please.
So it looks like there's 6 letters to the missing word. At least based on the size of the sign, it looks like there's 6 letters that should be there.
If you could write that down for me, Matt, I'm scared to open any other new windows. I'm just
also, another important detail about the sign is the S of saloon is backwards.
Like the symbol, the Stussy little symbol.
That's a beautiful connection.
Yep.
Kyle, 10 out of 10.
I've got my thinker's hat on. I tell you guys this in my real life that it has nothing to do with D&D. I am the greatest boy detective when I want it.
Mm-hmm. But other than that,
So
you were just looking at it, right?
Before we enter the saloon, I'm going to tap Arizona. So I do believe that whoever is the gang that is associated with that S symbol you've written down, this might be their little stomping grounds, and I think the tavern might be another one. But we'll cross that tavern. Wait, T. Maybe that's the triangle game. Just keep that in mind.
Okay.
But these are clearly situations of
walking in. Walking into the saloon. First of all, you open the double. What are they called? I cannot remember what they're.
Like the swinging doors, like the.
Yeah, what are they called? There's a name for them.
Oh shit!
That exists.
I'm gonna look it up. I got you. Swinging doors. Swinging door.
Just called
Western
doors?
Saloon doors.
Yeah. What? There you go.
Okay.
Just saloon doors.
Right.
But before before we step fully through, just a little peek through my mouse frame. What's the mayor doing right now? Is the mayor gone now?
No, the mayor is there. He is just kind of organizing all of these
blank papers.
God but
damn,
like he's looking at them.
Dude. That poor bastard.
It very much so is like he's just kind of like, but it's not like he's just doodling on them and like he's just bored. He looks bored. He looks like he's in his office and he's not even sure why he's in his office at this point because he just does not have anything to do.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
gonna just poof the mouse back to my pocket.
Okay. As you open these saloon double doors, everybody stops. All 10 people. You could hear a pin drop. Then an old man in the rocking chair goes, "Strangers." And then everybody goes back to what they were doing.
Can I do a spit whenever he does that too?
You can, and now you're gonna roll with advantage anytime you talk to that old man.
Hell yeah!
He liked it. He liked the cut of your jib already.
Can I roll to see how good it was?
A dexterity check to see if you hit the mark.
You know what? That's fair. Let's see if you earn the advantage with him. Go ahead and roll a performance.
Check. Oh, performance.
He spit in one of the little cup things that's scattered about, and you try to spit in the same one.
Not bad. 11. Not great, but not terrible.
That's not good enough to get it in the exact same one he did, because that'd be cool, but you just get it in a nearby one.
Yeah. Ding.
It's not too hard. Everybody does it.
I'll tip my hat to him.
Yeah, I think Bobby also tips his hat, but he doesn't spit, and he kind of glances at like the 5 spittoons around. He's like, it's an awful lot of spittoons for, You just
people gotta spit.
Yep,
people like choices. And he spits in the one across the room.
Damn.
The old man is really good at spitting.
Yeah, no, he gives him a light golf clap. That was impressive. I will give you that.
But there is a poker game going on. There is an upstairs. I actually think I misspoke earlier and said this was a 1-story building. I apologize. That was genuinely a misspeak on my part. This is a 2-story building.
2-story.
No worries.
The second story is a staircase that kind of goes up from the bar area. And it has a bunch of rooms, like a bunch of doors right next to each other that look like they're like room doors. But this was described as a saloon, so I don't know.
No, but
so that's weird.
I think
other than that, there's a male bartender.
Yep, we clocked the old man, clocked the bartender, clocked the poker game. I'm gonna look over at Arizona. I'm gonna be like, I think this is where we split up and then reunite at the bar to share information.
Sounds good. I'll talk to the old guy.
Indeed, talk to your spitty friend, and I will go sit at the poker table.
Sounds good. See you in 20 minutes.
Indeed.
Let's do old man first, because old man will be fun.
Yeah. Hey there, old timer.
Ping. Oh, hi there. And he's eating a big thing of sunflower seeds, and that's what he's spitting out so consistently as sunflower seeds into these different Splatoon things.
Might have found spit you doing there.
Seeds. He's sitting rocking on a rocking chair. There's another rocking chair next to him. If you want to sit with him.
You mind if I have a seat?
Oh, as long as you don't mind my spitting.
As long as you don't mind my spitting.
Oh, you want some sunflower seeds?
Oh, hell yes, thank you. You
You
want
can buy them at the general store.
Oh, hell. Oh.
Yeah, I was just trying to share information. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you can have some of mine too if you like. My fault. I wasn't trying to be rude.
No worries here. Here. You want a little here, I got something for you. And I'll sneakily pass him my little homebrew.
He takes a sip and that burns.
That's a bit of my own homebrew.
That burns real good.
That's a bit of my own personal concoction right there.
So what you doing in town, if you don't mind me asking, stranger?
Oh, I don't mind at all. We here trying to help everybody out. We're just trying to figure out what's going on. We're trying to gonna solve some mysteries.
Well, I've got a mystery for you. My house keeps getting dirtier, and I don't know how to fix it.
I keep hearing that. That's what Mayor Hayes said. He said his house was getting dirtier, and it just kept. He had like a pipe burst or something.
Oh, I did not know Mayor Hayes was having the same problem. I wonder if it's related. I remember my house being nice and clean, and dishes getting done, and laundry, and now this is my last pair of clean clothes.
Oh man, what would you say when that started happening? Maybe about a month ago?
Oh no! It's been happening long. Let's see. I have not been able to get a handle on my house in 3 months.
3 months, okay.
God, goodness gracious, time really flies.
It really does, especially for us our old people, you know.
Oh yeah, everybody, you young folk moving too slow.
Oh my God, they
are moving too fast. I'm moving slow.
Hell, I don't know. It's one or the
other. And true enough, and spits.
Well, let me ask you this. We want to go check out that museum over there. See if we can kind of figure some stuff out for you guys. Has anybody else taken this little job here that we're doing?
No, I think you guys are the first. Oh, you know what? I do remember, and he shuffles around and he pulls out a perfectly smooth, like, pebble that looks exactly like the one the little girl had.
Oh, shit.
And he goes, this was given to me 2 weeks ago. But yeah, I've had it ever since then.
Hey, do you mind if I take a look at that?
Yeah, sure thing.
All right, I'm gonna grab it, but I'm gonna grab a cloth. I don't want to mess up a rock. This looks like a really good rock. I'm gonna use the cloth to hold it. So I don't want to touch it like with my hands. Can I make another handkerchief? Yeah. Can I make another check at this? Maybe. I want to use Arcana because I feel like this is definitely not a. I want to. Can I use Arcana to see if there's anything fucky with this rock?
You can use Arcana, yes.
Okay, I'm going to use Arcana to see if there's anything fucky with this rock.
Jeremy, before he does this too, I want to just ask for like layout purposes. The poker table to the old man where he's sitting, how far away would you say that is?
He is on the right, kind of there's rocking chairs that face the windows on the right side, and he's just kind of sitting there, eating sunflower, looking out into the town. Spitting in a spittoon.
About how far from the poker table is he?
Probably like 30 feet. Perfect. It's opposite side of the room.
Chef's kiss. No, that you gave me exactly what I needed.
22.
Okay, and this was for
Arcana.
Say again. Right.
Magic fucky check.
So you look at this rock, and it is very faint. But the center of this pebble it's a purple, I think I described it earlier, but it's like a purple tinted pebble that is more like a glass, like it's not actually a rock. It's like the little glass pebbles that you put at the bottom of a like fish tank.
Like a aquarium?
In real life, if you know what I'm talking about. I think an aquarium. Yeah. Like this, it's like that. It's purple, but you can see a faint light kind of emanating from the center, but it's very, very faint.
Okay.
But you, knowing enough about magic, can identify that this is a stone that has had something that has some kind of magic stored on it.
Okay.
Typically, the way those get activated is with a specific trigger.
Okay.
But that trigger is decided whenever the spell is put into the rock.
Yeah.
So or put into the object, in this case a lot.
Glyph of boarding.
It is a glyph of some kind where there is some kind of magic is stored into this rock.
Got you. Well, I do say, I'm so sorry. What was your name?
Oh, you didn't ask. It's Jenkins. Thanks for asking.
Jenkins. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name's Angry Arizona Billy.
Well, that's weird that Angry is part of your name. Do you got anything you want to get
a
off?
moniker. It's like a moniker. That's what people call me.
Anger's that's a lot of ways my friends died. I'm an old man because I'm not angry and I never yielded my wife.
Well, I hear you. My wife ain't around no more, so even if I wanted to be angry, I couldn't.
Okay, this is important because you didn't notice visually whenever I did it. Whenever he started to say "my wife," he dragged it out a little bit, and then he has disappeared into thought.
Okay.
Right. I don't know why I said that. I've never been married.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that. You know, I know my wife ain't around no more, so it's hard for me to talk about. So you know what? We'll just skip that part. You know.
Yeah, that's no problem at all. Hopefully you seem like good enough company if you want to just sit here and hang out for a bit. I'm not much of a talker, but if you look out, there's some children that run by every now and again, and they're covered in mud. And it's just kind of entertaining to watch them run around.
Gus and little what was her name, Sally or Sadie?
I have never bothered to ask those children their name. I really think their parents should be getting on to them, but I haven't seen them.
You know, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out for you guys. You know, we're here to help. Unless he asks for the rock back, I'm just kind of holding it and looking at it. But I'm not making. He
actually got distracted. Like he kind of it seems like he did kind of forget that he handed it to you because whenever he said "my wife," it really seems like that confused him so bad that it almost like reset himself.
Can I make sleight of? And I'm really hoping that
with advantage.
With advantage.
Sleight of hand with advantage.
Oh, okay. 14 plus 5, so 19.
All right, so that just barely beats this nat 1.
Oh God!
He fully did not see any. He's forgotten he owned the rock.
Oh my God! And I'm putting it away, but I'm keeping it wrapped. If I don't think I have anything like maybe in like some leather or something, I'll just like tuck it away. I just kind of want to make sure if I know enough about this that it has magical properties. If I have anything that you think I would have that would block that or shield that, I obviously am not carrying around like a lead box or anything, but like if you think I would have anything on me that would like kind of cover that, I would try to do that.
All right. Okay. That makes sense.
Just kind of keep that in mind.
Yes. Okay. So cutting over to the poker game where we've got some interesting... We've got some interesting characters of generic white men playing a poker game.
Mm-hmm. And one dark-skinned olive gentleman.
Very much so. So there was an open chair. There was an open seat. Lucky enough,
room for...
They're playing Texas Hold'em.
Third or fourth?
Or Fantasy Hold'em. I don't know what that's...
No, it's all good. But I do have an interesting turn of a wager for you all. How would you like to earn money off of me and spend zero money giving it to me?
Well, you're bringing this up to men who spend the middle of the day playing poker.
And getting drunk, exactly.
And
wouldn't that money
drunk?
go a long way to getting you even more drunk and playing more poker? I'm not asking for any of your money, but
go ahead and give her a persuasion roll.
Yep, I do have something that I would like to wager for my money, of course. That's going to be +3. That's a 14.
Ooh. All right. Well,
no money will be given to me from you. I will give you money if you beat me in this game.
The four of us have lots of debts, so that sounds like a great deal.
Your wager, however, will be a question from each of you. I beat you in this hand of poker, you answer my questions. Sounds like a fair trade? I lose, you get money. You lose, I get answers.
Oh, okay. I see where you're playing at.
Yeah,
that sounds good to me, boys. What do you think?
We're almost done, baby.
They all three, the other three, think about it in generic background character and go, "Yeah, sounds good to me."
Very good. Then we have ourselves a deal.
Let's go ahead and roll. I'm going to roll with advantage.
Ooh.
You're going to roll, and it's just cards. So if you happen to be proficient in cards, you.
I think I am proficient in cards.
What's sad is I think I also am proficient. Or I don't know if I'm proficient, but I do know I have a set of cards.
Yep.
And just so it's clear, what are the terms of this? You said it, but I don't know if I understood.
So I'm offering up my money in the pot like a normal betting game. I'm betting all of them that I can beat them, and each of them will answer a question.
Okay, so
that's what want as my payout.
What are they getting for the extra weight? Okay, this was just your terms to play?
Yes. I'm saying they don't have to put in any money towards me. They can keep betting against one another.
They're betting an answer.
Yeah,
I see.
They're betting an answer to me. They're betting the regular stuff to the regular other players.
Terrific. Got it. All right. So, what you roll?
Oh, I didn't. How do I roll a proficiency with the cards? Because it's not a pickable.
So you just roll, and then you're just going to add your proficiency bonus to it.
Okie dokie. That's 15 plus 5. That's a 20.
Ooh.
Okay. So dirty 20?
Yes, dirty 20. And I only roll once, right? I didn't touch any other.
So you had 3 of a kind 3s.
Mm-hmm.
And you play it, and no one else has a hand better, except the only guy who's been talking goes, "Now that's a excellent hand.
Indeed.
Unfortunately, I've got you by a pair." And he shows that he has a full house.
Oh, shit.
He rolled a nat 20. So.
Damn.
Very well.
So you did lose that round. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say you're losing 10 gold.
That's fine. I'll cut it off. Let's see how much gold I got left after that. Inventory. I got 5 gold left.
All right.
All right. Well, I guess I'm all in then, aren't I?
Well, this game's going to be real quick. Hopefully you do better on this round, stranger.
Indeed.
All right, same thing. They get to roll with advantage because only one of them.
Could I do a little sleight of hand cheatsy do?
Absolutely, it's poker.
Thank you so much, and I do have a deck of cards
poker
in my. So my sleight of hand check is 17. And now my roll for the old.
Okay, so I will say the sleight of hand beat them, so you're going to roll this with advantage.
You got it. All right, so the first one's 15. The second one is a 12, so 15.
All right. This time you only had you had a pair of queens. But nobody had a better hand. No one else got anything. Everyone else just had high cards, and they all had to fold.
That's like dice cards better than real cards.
Well, it would appear I've won this hand.
So it would.
I'd like to take.
What you got? 3 questions for us now, right?
Yes, yes, I do. In fact, so tell me, are you regular residents of this here town, or are you just passing through for the mystery as well?
Oh. Mystery about why I can't find a wife?
That's not. Nope. So that answers the first question. Now you there. And he points to the other player. About how long would you say you, all of you, I'm assuming, at this table have had terrible memory problems? Would you say maybe a month to 2 weeks back?
Not to trouble you, fella, but I don't remember having any memory problems.
Okay, so that answers that question. Now you there, the museum. Do any of you at this table know about the museum and what's going on there? What happened with the curator?
There's a museum in town?
And there it goes, answering that question. Thank you so much, gentlemen. And the final one, the dealer. Yes, sir. I've seen these symbols.
I was a part of this?
Yes,
okay.
Sir. You indeed a part of this. The dealer wins if none of us win. Do you not know how to play poker?
And he scatters away.
He runs and just knocks all the chips over. That's the guy. Mystery solved.
I think it was him. No, I think I might have described earlier. Oh, no, it was just these four guys. It was just these. No, I'm sorry. It was just these three guys playing poker.
All right. Well, one final question. The three symbols I noticed outside, where do those gangs congregate? Those are gang symbols, right? The triangular one, the question mark one, and the purple one.
Well, the purple one's this. The purple symbol I thought was just ads for the saloon.
Is that right?
Well, what else would it be? I don't know what you're talking about.
Sir,
I don't even think we got enough people in this town to have one gang, let alone three.
Let me draw what I'm talking about for you and see if it maybe jogs your lack of a memory. And he draws down the three symbols on a like coaster or a napkin or something at the table, and he shows all of them. These three symbols, do any of them ring a bell beyond the bell that causes the fog to come rolling on into your memory?
Now, let me see here. They all look at it and kind of.
Any of you at all?
There's the red asterisk. Seen it. Round, random question marks, sometimes by itself real big.
Yep, that's one of them. Is this a familiar, this is a normal one? Would you say this isn't new? This is something you've seen your whole life?
Let me think. No, they really started popping up as the population grew. But
grew from, interesting. The population grew. To the 100 that we see today? Or are you meaning more?
Must have been. Yeah, must have been popping up.
Insight check on that fool.
Yeah.
Oh, fiddle dams. That's a 7.
You don't read. You can't. You don't get. He doesn't seem like he's obviously lying. Now, I will say you've kind of dealt with enough people having this experience that was more him rationalizing the two pieces of information he just said. Where like it was more him just being like, well, yeah, it must have been because he knew that they started popping up. Yeah,
we're going to be doing that all night, my friend. All right, gentlemen. Well.
Oh, but the purple one, the last one, the backwards S, that's the logo of the saloon.
That is now. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, look, and he points, and there's like the back mirror where all like the drinks and stuff are kind of stacked up for the bartender. Around that, like the center of that back mirror is that backwards S in purple. And this whole saloon is actually like it's got a purple theme where like it's wood and accented with purple. So like it very clearly seems like that symbol is connected to the saloon basically directly, but it was definitely a gang symbol. So it's weird that it is now also apparently the symbol of this saloon.
Okay.
Or at least I would find that weird. I don't know if you do.
One final question. Now, this one might seem a little weird. And it might seem as though I am threatening you, gentlemen, but I can assure you we've had a cordial conversation, and I am not. But could I ask, in your pockets, do you all perhaps have a stone, maybe eerily similar to each other's?
Stone?
I guess what I'm asking is, why don't you upturn your pockets, see if you have any strange rocks? No money. I'm not taking your stuff from you. If anything, you've been taking mine this fine afternoon.
Now, hold on. We said we'd answer questions. We didn't say nothing about upturning pockets. I'm not saying I'm opposed. No, mister. I'm not saying I'm opposed to it.
Of course, yes,
I'm just saying that's raising the stakes for me.
Yes, sir.
So what's the stakes for you? How are you going to raise them for us?
I tell you what, to prove I am no threat, and he does the 2 hatchets on his in his holsters at his side. He raises them up without the blades being like in a fighting position and places them in an X on the poker table. I am now completely disarmed.
Oh, you gonna gamble your weapons? I'll take that.
You've been playing another game. Interesting.
Well,
sure. I guess I could.
We're gambling.
I guess I could.
Did I not mention our extremely deep debts? We do it a lot. All right, we'll upturn our pockets for you if you win this hand. If you lose it, we get to take those mighty fine-looking weapons.
Yes, sir. I think you have yourself a deal. I'm feeling a tad lucky tonight.
All right.
And I'm going to do
another they roll with advantage. Yeah, so you have to do your sleight of hand. I'll do... Okay, I am going to tell you right now.
Oh, boy.
The DC of this save is 19.
Oh. Jeremy! Say the number again.
The DC you have to beat is 19.
I rolled a 19 on the dice plus 3. 22!
Ooh!
Dude!
So that was literally
right as you were explaining it, I clicked the button. I was like, oh no, I'm fucked. He's about to tell me, this DC is 30. You better roll high.
Oh, God.
No, they did. It looks like one of them was thinking they saw something, and then they must have been mistaken.
Mm-hmm. I think
so. Now you're going to get to roll with advantage, but so do they.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
For the
plus my proficiency, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah,
I had trouble finding it last time, but now I know where it is. All right. First one is 15. Not terrible. Okay, let's roll the second one. Keep almost clicking that stupid D12. Natural 20.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
Natural 20.
Well,
what the fuck? I'm burning all my luck on a poker game. We're going to get in a fight and he's going to get his corn creamed.
His corn creamed.
So,
did somebody say corn?
The main guy you've been talking to, who does seem like he's been doing the best, presents after his buddies. One of them has a pair of 3s, one has a pair of 7s, and he reveals a full house. And he is just about to scoop up the hatchets. And you show a 4 of a kind aces.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And he's just like, there, no.
How do you mean there's no?
Listen, there's just so much luck somebody can have, and I seem to run out of it. But that's all right. Deal's a deal. Ask you, what was it? All right, turn the pockets.
Yes.
And
that's
they all like kind of stand up and turn their pockets inside out, and just some lint. They don't even have. It seems like all of their money is actually on the table right now. They are very bad gamblers who have
that's
very
okay.
severe gambling problems.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, they don't have anything in their pockets. Actually, I'm sorry. No, one of the guys actually had a grocery list from his wife, but he's gambling the money for the groceries currently.
Oh, God.
You might want to handle up on that list. Maybe step away from
No, it's all right. I'm going to win.
My friend, you just lost.
Yeah, but there's more rounds. We're going to keep playing after you leave.
Oh, of course.
Not to mention, still got my shoes. That's more gambling.
I guess one final question, and I'll leave you boys to it. Y'all wouldn't happen to, beyond me and the old timer talking to the old timer, y'all haven't seen any other new folks mosey through here, have you?
New folks.
No new faces asking strange questions just like us? Does Jeremy, and now I'm going to ask you, when I see him immediately going into that, is that the fog, like 1,000-yard stare that everyone has when their memory's doing the, and I just kind of.
Yeah, so he's, I will say, like he seems to be grabbing, he's like, there was
Hey, no
it was
worries.
somebody. They wore perfume.
Could you describe the smell, perhaps? Maybe I could chase it on the wind. Like some sort of bleeding hound dog.
It just smelled. No, she told me it was pineapple because I never smelled one before. Huh.
Well, you boys carry on. Hey, next pot's on me. Minor illusion on the table. There's a giant pile of platinum.
I don't think that's how any of this works, but all right. But yeah, the main guy kind of like he keeps playing, but he was the main one talking to you. But him like pulling that seemed like it took a lot of mental effort. It seems like he had connections like that he didn't even know he still had. And he is deeply confused by the information he just gave you.
I think
because like he doesn't remember a person coming in, but he also remembers that person telling him her perfume smelled of pineapples because he had never heard of it.
I think as he steps away from the table after being silly with the minor illusion, he kind of looks over at Arizona and gives like a little.
Arizona tips his hat. Well, old timer, it's been a pleasure. I'm heading out.
All right, have fun.
Later.
Let me know if you want to come back and spit with me.
Absolutely. Ding
ding. Yeah, I think I order with my last 15. I don't know how much it's going to cost, but I got 15 gold. I'm going to order 2 cold beers. I think he's over the food. I think he thinks it's something. Kyle thinks it, but I think also Bobby thinks it's not the food or water.
So, you place the order. You going to sit at the bar, or are you just going to sit at one of the tables?
No, we're sitting at the bar. Hey there. How you doing?
Howdy.
I'm doing good, boys. How about yourselves?
Doing well. What's your name, partner?
Let me check. Let me. The god's got to check his notes real quick because he forgot.
Snoop.
Name's Eddie.
Eddie, pleasure. My name is Bobby Roberts, and this is my compatriot, Arizona.
Howdy.
Nice to meet you both. What you drinking?
Just some cold beer. Or maybe an ale, whatever your preferred drink of choice. Just some suds.
Oh, I prefer whiskey, but that sounds like a little stronger than what you're looking for.
I'll take a little whiskey.
I think Bobby cocks his head to the side for a moment and narrows his eyes at the bartender. Funny. Yeah, 2 beers, please. And he just his timber gets very serious.
He reaches under, puts up 2 beers, flicks the caps off with his fingers, because this man is good at his job.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And they are ice cold.
Oh, appreciate that in this dreary heat. Listen, friend.
And then, actually, really quick, because this is a great time to introduce this little guy. A child is actually just like a 10, 11-year-old boy comes out from behind somewhere. You didn't even realize he was back there, but he comes out and picks up the 2 bottle caps that the bartender just did, and he tosses them away.
Well, they have, what was it? Edward, you say? Eddie? That's it.
Oh, only my daddy called me Eddie. Edward. You can call me Eddie.
Eddie. The word around the street is there's a mystery needing solving. And not a whole lot of people remember why. A person with their ear to the ground such as yourself, I was wondering if you were sort of affected by the same amnesia that seems to be sweeping this here town.
Not real sure. So there's definitely some local mysteries for sure. Let me kind of think. Let me consolidate.
Let's zoom in, Eddie. Let's zoom
in.
Sure.
What kind of mysteries you got?
You say that local mystery. You are the first person to not give us a 1,000-yard stare and actually have some historical facts about town. So please regale us with these mysteries.
Well, I mean, it's less concerning. It's not that concerning, really. It's just there's some oddities, and there's somebody presumably built all the houses on the plateau, but nobody lives there.
Yes.
Nobody ever has.
Same with it would seem the painter who added the question mark, not necessarily so recently, but fairly
that's another good mystery is who's doing all those graffitis and why they just do 3 symbols?
Yes.
No words ever. They're just doing symbols everywhere.
Absolutely.
That don't make any sense. But there's a lot of oddities. For example, my name's Eddie. You know me. You love me. Everybody loves. I got a maiden name, but I can't rightly remember my last name anymore.
Oh shit.
But that's just
Eddie.
Listen, sometimes I hit my own
Eddie,
supply
while we have you in the most lucid state, it would seem out of most folks around here.
Yeah, sure thing.
When would you say these memory losses of yours started to occur? Was it between 2 weeks to a month's time, would you say?
Well, no, sir. I think you misunderstand me. I had a last name.
Yes.
I know I don't have a last name now, but ain't no lapse in memory. I just stopped having a last name. Probably, let's see.
Eddie, you
maybe
understand?
3 years ago, I kind of lost my last name.
Eddie, I'm going to... the only way that could truly probably happen is if all your family was dead, or...
Well, you say that, but the little boy, he don't got a last name either. So
does that make him your son by nameless law? I'm a bit confused.
I will say they are different races. Eddie is a human. The little boy is a full elf, a high elf, judging by how pointy his ears are.
Can I just make a quick insight check on the bartender? Just to check and see if there's anything.
Tag in Arizona at any point.
Oh yeah. Nah. Oh, wee.
I'm sipping some of this frosty beer. Ooh,
25.
I really wish I had.
Okay. Let me roll for him. Okay. As far as you can tell, you rolled pretty well. You rolled extremely well. So what I'll give you is you're not seeing a man who has all of his memories intact. You're seeing a man whose profession is to stay calm and collected. And so he's just kind of talking through the lapses.
Gotcha.
Rather than like people. So this is more him just being really good at being a bartender and being able to keep the conversation going.
Yeah.
Because like you would lose business if you paused and stared into the distance and stuff. Yeah. So this is much more, he's just really good at rolling with stuff because it's part of his job to be able to roll with it like that. Because you are seeing like every now and again he does do like a very brief pause where he recognizes he doesn't have the information and so he just talks around that information.
Well, Bobby, I think I've already finished my drink. I think I kind of want to go take a look at that museum over there.
I believe we should.
The museum's beautiful. There's another mystery for you. Who built it?
Yes,
you don't know?
Town's filled with fun mysteries. Tell your friends. I could use some more business.
Absolutely.
Well, we're gonna go check it out. You ever been in the museum?
I don't know how to read.
Oh,
I don't. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
Typically, I mean, yes, that is quite the shame. Typically, you don't necessarily need to read to walk in and look at artifacts with your eyes.
Well, but they got the little plaques underneath them.
Yeah, and usually there's a guide. I understand in this circumstance, you guys are saying there's no staff at the museum.
Well, yeah, nobody works there. It's just covered in dust, and there's little plaques. To be clear, I've been to the museum. It's just not doing. I kind of went the one time. It just looks like a bunch of stuff.
Did anything stick out to you in your time in the museum in particular? Any particular exhibit? Maybe via description, not so much exactly what it is.
Well, if I'm honest, the main thing that stuck out to me was just the fact that none of it got stolen despite ain't nobody there. They look pretty valuable. They're just kind of sitting around in glass cases, and some of them are even just open, but nobody's there. I don't know why. Like, to be clear, I'm not a thief. I'm
Of course,
not trying to.
But
I don't want to suggest. Don't let this be a.
I understand.
There's just nobody stealing nothing.
We're having the same.
I think I just had.
Thought process.
I think I just had a thought.
Me too. I picked up on something.
Yeah.
This is Kyle and Matt talking.
Yeah.
Let us. I paid the tab. Thank you so much for the beers. We'll be heading out and gonna go check out that museum. Hey, check on those guys that have been playing an endless game of poker with no money. None. Who's?
Oh no! They've got the money. It's just all on the table. They have very severe gambling problems. I stopped serving them for that reason, but I can't stop them playing poker. You know.
How much for 4 beers for the fellas?
I take that for a single gold piece.
There you go. And I flick him another gold. And the old man too. And I toss, I guess, a copper as well. I break one gold piece with my hands into several copper. He's horrified as I transmute this
the law of equivalent exchange.
But yeah, as soon as we break.
Oh no! I'm sorry. I'm sure he'd appreciate the gesture, but his wife told me I'm not. His wife told me I'm not allowed to serve him no more.
Wait, hold on. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember because I know we recorded this part yesterday. He told me he doesn't have a wife, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Oh, what can you tell me about his wife?
This is the first time he actually, because like there is such a big gap in his memory, he can't even play it off. Oh no, that's just a local colloquialism. Must be because he unmarried. So it's just kind of.
Would this not make time out, Jeremy? Would this not make him start fucking absolutely tripping balls because of what he just said?
Correct. I don't know if you saw. That's what I was doing at the end of his thing. He was starting to trail off.
Yeah. Hey, friend. Before we leave, remember the thing I said about memory? Really pay attention to what's happening in your mind right now. You said something that completely contradicts what you know to be true.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Must be them alcohol fumes getting to me. I'll get some fresh air. Thank you.
Nope. Absolutely.
He puts a little out of service sign and he goes to walk outside.
Wife. He's just saying that as he's walking out of the door. Wife.
Come on, Bobby. Let's go.
He almost broke. Man, he almost broke. You see Bobby kind of like really getting into the mystery. Like, I think Bobby's like stirred up. He does like the old like angry Western thing. As soon as we walk out, he throws his hat on the ground. God dang it, Arizona. It's getting thicker than damn molasses out here. These boys have no memory, and yet their memories are contradicting their own memories.
Well, I picked up a little rock. And I think I don't know if you got any like magic capabilities, but I think it would be good if you take a look at this rock here in a bit. But
let me take a gander.
First, let's go check out some of them symbols again. I want to go take a look.
I had the same thought, my friend. The S is for the saloon.
The saloon.
The question mark is obviously.
Kyle, I need to clarify to you because it's something I said, but it's fair that you would forget. The question mark is not the symbol. There's an asterisk.
Yes, underneath.
That's red. And there's an asterisk as the dot of that question mark, but whenever it's small. Whenever it's like for the gang, it's like a big. Yeah. So the question mark seems more like it's referencing the gang rather than it was necessarily. So
the asterisk is their symbol. Okay.
The asterisk is their symbol. Someone is using their symbol in a question mark around town for some reason.
Yeah.
Man, that changes a lot of my actual game.
I would like to go take a look at. I want to try to take a look and see if I can find like the freshest, like, gang symbols. Like not fresh as in PHRESH. Fresh as
not
in
fresh.
Not fresh, but like what the newest. Like anything that looks like new.
Okay. I will have you roll an investigation.
Okay. Investigation. If I ask Bobby, can I?
Are you guys? If you guys are working together, you can either both roll or one of you can roll with advantage.
Give him advantage because I want to try to fuck with the rock and see if I can't get something from it because I have.
Okay. Dirty 20.
The newest question mark is actually on, and it's the only graffiti on the museum, and it's on the front door.
Okay.
So this is the most aggressive, this is the most aggressive, question mark that you've seen. The rest of them were tiny.
Yeah.
This one is fresh. It's the only graffiti on this museum.
Okay.
And it's on the front door, which seems to be, it's both fresh and a lot more aggressive than the other kind of, at least in placement.
My next question is I want to see if I could pick up a trail from this. So, from my understanding, people don't really go to the museum that much. Could I assume that? No,
so some people do.
Some people do. So, I want to try to pick up a trail from this graffiti. Like, if I could pick up any sort of tracks or anything that could potentially lead me to a location or
Yes. Okay, so give me an investigation.
Okay.
You are rolling flat just because it's gonna. This is fresh.
Hear me out? I'm only doing this because I have really good stats in this. Could you say, oh dear God, that this would maybe be a survival check to try to pick up a trail?
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
Sorry.
No, that's fair, because I would do survival for hunting and stuff.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm trying to track a person. I guess.
I'll give you that. Especially you're going to...
Yeah, it's okay. I'm going to roll in that one, and it'll be fine. I'm going to roll in that one, it'll be fine. And then all the universe will be back in balance. I did not. I rolled an 11 plus 7, so 18.
With an 18... I'll say that you are able to find a set of tracks.
Okay.
Because you were correct in thinking that there isn't a lot of traffic to this museum.
Yeah.
And so you kind of see footprints that seem like they're the freshest.
Yeah.
You aren't able to, you kind of lose track of them because at a certain point, they go from walking on the ground to, it looks like they went and started walking on the little porches in front of all these old Western towns.
Yeah.
So it became a lot harder to follow. But you got, the trail ended further, kind of between the saloon area and the mayoral office building. I forget.
Okay.
The town hall. Sorry. I couldn't think of the word town hall.
Because there's a lot of traffic probably in that area, yes. I would assume.
Yeah. So you you lose it in that, but the tracks were clearly, it was going to somewhere between those two places.
Okay.
And the museum, just to kind of make sure I'm painting it, you actually pass the museum on your way from earlier. The museum was near the end, actually not near the end, it was the last building where, you know how I described how the road tees?
Yeah.
And left goes out of town?
Yeah.
And right goes to the ruin? Or right seems to go to the ruins? Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that you only noticed because you were over there looking for the other stuff is, one, there seems to be an elevator, a wooden elevator that goes up to the top of the plateau.
Oh, interesting.
So the path goes to this elevator that goes to the top of the plateau, and the museum is basically right near that.
Okay.
So the museum is kind of in between the town and that elevator. But this is only like the distance of a football field from the
Everything
town itself.
else.
So it's very much so like, it's just all the other buildings are right next to each other, like feet apart. This building is by itself.
Yeah.
Especially compared to the others.
Gotcha. And so I'm just trying to make sure I have like the layout of the town correct. So the plateau, like that's the top. There's a wooden elevator that goes up to the top. The ruins are basically at like the base of the plateau. Or is it more? Because I'm assuming I could see like an entrance to the ruins.
No, so the plateau actually has like, so this is something that it hadn't come up yet.
Okay. But
the plateau isn't a single like plateau
layer.
It's broken up into multiple like pieces, like, and just judging from, you wouldn't know this, but basically a river ran through and kind of branched out. So this plateau is actually called the Shattered Plateau.
Okay. Because
it's actually broken into like 8 pieces.
Okay.
And the river kind of runs through it.
I see.
The ruins are not at the end of this path, because this path is actually just going to the side of the plateau. So presumably the entrance to the ruins, at least if you want to stay on the road and not like trek around to go to the river, you're going to have to go up the plateau, then back down wherever the ruins are located. If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Because there isn't actually like, I mean, you might know this just from context, but there's not really like walking around in the crack, because it's all this really powerful river that was strong enough to erode this plateau into pieces.
Yeah.
But so it seems like you'd have to go up and then back down. But you're not even sure where back down.
Yeah. This is all just like context.
Yes.
Like just like looking around, tracking. And then so I lost the trail in between the saloon and the townhouse.
The town hall. Yeah.
Town hall. And is that I lost it like in the middle of the road, or it went into like a building or something?
So it went basically onto, you weren't able to follow the tracks very much further past the town hall, because they immediately went onto that like porch pavilion.
Got you.
I don't know what the name for that is, but
like
in Old West towns, they all have that short little porch, and since they're right next to each other, you can literally just walk between them.
Yeah.
So
okay.
He walked onto the porch, they walked onto the porch.
Yeah.
So I
wouldn't be able to track it because
because now they're walking on wood.
Yeah, and then someone could have swept it. I doubt it, but
exactly. Yeah. Well, even if they didn't see it, it's just. It's going to be
the town hall is the most well kept of the ones, so I remember that.
Correct.
I remember that.
Yes.
Okay.
So I will say, just because I do want to give you guys, this is something you would have noticed, and I didn't. This was more I should have probably just given you this.
Yeah.
A lot of the buildings in town are very clearly fully empty. Now, some of them are houses, but then some of them are businesses.
Yeah. And
it doesn't like they're not boarded up. They just are empty. And
they just are empty. Gotcha.
Yeah. And the only store really left is the general store, which is in between those two areas that I told you, where it was in between the town hall and the saloon. So there's 2 choices in terms of occupied buildings.
Okay.
There's the house that the 2 mud kids live in. And you only know that because they're playing in the alley covered in mud. Yeah, but it's like within their like fence line, so you can tell, okay, that's their house where they're, and not to mention there's muddy footprints going in and out of the house. So bit messy. So there's that, and then there's the general store where there's people are going in and shopping. So those are the only 2 occupied buildings between these 2 places. that isn't to say the person went into one of those, but I want to paint the full picture before you start exploring so that you have some context.
Okay.
While he was searching those things, you see that same flash of that like prismatic rainbow light as he's holding the stone and the little handkerchief that you handed him, and he casts Identify.
All right. This is a memory stone.
Oh shit.
It is basically just an audio recorder.
Oh
shit. You play. You can magically put a message into it, and then with the right activation word, it replays that message.
Would he get
now,
that
does
activation
Identify
word?
give you the command word?
I can tell you exactly what Identify tells me.
Oh, I'm feeling so good because I think it does.
The object is a magic item or something.
I think it does too.
You learn the properties of that, how to use them,
how to use it,
how to use
whether they require attunement, how many charges it has, and I learn whether or not there's an ongoing effect from this item and what they are.
Yes. Fucking right.
And if the item was created by a spell, or I can learn that spell's name. Wow.
Okay. This was not created by a spell, but I will give you it was created by presumably an artificer because it's a magical item.
Yeah.
This is a very basic magical item that a lot of artificers would be able to create. Mm-hmm. You can tell the magic is fading, which implies that the artificer is likely no longer with us because weak magical items that an artificer makes will lose power over time. And so normally the artificer has to re-up, or so the fact that this is losing power means the artificer has not been back for this particular stone. You don't know enough to really, because you'd have to be an artificer to really have a good gauge of how quickly that magic would fade away.
So question, well, no, never mind.
But the command word is please remember me.
Oh, no, did I steal this dude's wife's message? Oh my god, no. Okay.
Oh my
no, we
God.
we need to do it.
I think you see and by this point he's picked up his hat. You see him kind of like lower his hat and like a grimace as his face goes a little like flesh white. So good news. I think this is a one of a kind item, my friend, but I do believe we should get it back to its proper owner on account of this is a way for him to remember her, which is interesting, meaning his wife knew about the memory loss.
Well, what you mean? What kind of item is it?
It's a stone. There's a special phrase, please remember me, on it.
Oh,
and it
does that activate it?
Yes, it does if you're holding it.
I am holding it.
All of a sudden, you hear panting. Plug your ears. Don't look away.